Welcome back, guys. In this lesson 6 of Facebook ads tutorial, we would learn about the business settings. But even before we learn about business settings, I want to take you through as to what business settings are and where do you find them. And I want to even introduce you to a new product of Google called Facebook called Facebook Business Manager. Forgive me because I kind of work extensively with Google, so it's kind of become something that is always in my mouth, right? Yeah. Okay, so we've already completed 5 lessons, and if you haven't watched these videos, I would recommend you to go watch these. They're quite in depth because more than learning Facebook campaigns and platform, it is important that you understand the mindset, you understand the reason why people have to do Facebook ads, and how and where Facebook comes in the journey of users purchase. Right? Unless you don't understand this, if you just learn campaigns, it's not of any effect. You will never be able to drive results, or you never be able to create campaigns that will drive growth of a company. See, what is more important is understand the functional significance of these platforms and where Facebook as a platform comes in the entire journey or in the entire marketing strategy that you have for your business. Right? Facebook is only one channel. There are many other channels, but you got to understand this multi-channel strategy. And I've spoken heavily about that, and I've spoken about the mindset of the users. I've spoken about the campaigns and the objective that Facebook has and the funnel that Facebook has generally, and how important is funnels. You can go watch these videos, but I actually wanted to create the video on campaign objectives to begin with. I wanted to speak more about the awareness campaigns and the reach campaigns, but before that I wanted to brief you so that you will be aware, because in my future videos I would talk extensively about why business manager of Facebook came into picture, and why as agencies we are a recognized Google partner, a trusted Google partner for several years. We managed close to $700,000, and these days we're spending quite huge money into Facebook ads as well. And we see, again, when it comes to campaigns in Facebook, we try and create very innovative. It is not rookie, it is not very small campaign that people think. See, the problem with Facebook campaigns is a lot of people, just because they know to create campaigns, they think they're experts, right? But if I ask them one question, they cannot come up with an answer, right? So it is not about campaigns. It's something very deep, and that is where you have to learn about how you can kind of measure the interaction of users who come to my website from Facebook, or people who come to a website and then later happen to go to Facebook. So how do I retarget them? How do I segment them into different buckets? And for this, you have to extensively learn about Google Tag Manager plus Facebook ads. We will talk about how extensively you can use Google Tag Manager in the implementation of Facebook Pixel on your site and create advanced segments, advanced custom audiences. But for that, I would have to wait until you cover these videos, right? So they are my future videos. I would definitely be speaking, and they're quite in depth. They're quite in depth, and it takes really some time to even comprehend what I'm really trying to teach you here, right? So whole motive is I'm not going to teach you basic skills. So yeah, so before I continue about the campaign level settings, the campaign objectives, I wanted to take you back, so you will have little idea about what I'm really going to share in my future videos. Right now, we spoke about ads manager. You need to create a Facebook ad account, right? You need to create a Facebook ad account, because that is where you put your money, and you have to add your card. They give you all the billing information and all those things, and that is where you create campaigns, ad sets, ads, and your creatives will be served to right people on Facebook, on different partners of Facebook, like the properties of Facebook that we call, right? Now Facebook as a platform is also growing. They have their big audience network, and they even opened up monetization for people who really want to monetize on Facebook, right? So they're really trying to catch up with Google, what Google is doing on the other DFP platforms, like more of an ad exchange now, or an AdSense. Now Google, Facebook also wants to get into that line and trying to create their own carve their own niche. But I'm not going to talk about those. So there's something pretty interesting that Facebook has in store for us in future, but we'd have to wait until we really catch up and try and aggressively use these features, right? So this video is specifically about the business manager. Now, Facebook ads manager. The problem with Facebook ads manager is you need to first have a Facebook account, right? And remember, one person can only have one profile. So first you have a profile. Now Facebook might tell you to connect a lot of groups, so that is one feature. And they might tell you, hey, create a page. Right? If you have a business, they want every business to have a page, and once you create a page, they say, hey, post your content, be more active on page. And then they say, you want to reach more people, then promote. And how do you promote? Create a Facebook ad account, ads manager, right? So this is the ads manager, right? So if you click on the top, if you can see my screen, if you click on the top here, and yeah, if you can click on the top here, you click on tools here, you have ads manager, and this is where you actually go and create campaigns, ad sets, and creatives. You upload your creatives, but there's also something called Facebook business manager, which we are already here. right? So what is Facebook Business Manager, and why Facebook launched Business Manager? See, to have an ad account, you need to have a profile, but the problem is you need profile to create an ads manager, and there's a limitation. For one profile you can only create one ads manager, right? So it is not possible to create two ads manager accounts from same profile. It's not possible. If you create an ad account from your profile, by default the name of the ad account will be your profile name, right? So my name, I have my name as Prashant Renuguntala Prashant Joel, and if I create a Facebook ads manager account for my profile, the name of the ad account by default will be set to my name, right? Now, so in that account I put my money, I add my billing details, and run my campaigns, right? Now, so think I am an agency now. I've become too big, and a lot of people come to me and say, hey Prashant, can you please manage my campaigns? We already do that, right? Now it's impossible for me to manage all their campaigns from one single account, right? So how do I do? So now it's taking a shape of a proper business. So how do I do as an agency? For if you talk about Google Ads, Google has something called My Client Center. We call it Google Ads Manager now, Google Ad Manager now. But in the same context, if I am a Facebook ad agency and I work with a lot of clients and I manage their Facebook ad accounts and I manage their pages. So to manage these things, right? So what Facebook have done is Facebook introduced another account, another product called Business Manager. Now, when I say I'm an agency, definitely I have a lot of people working with me, and I have to give them access as well. Imagine I have 10 clients and I probably cannot work on all 10 clients because I have to look into the customer acquisition as well. I have to look into client acquisition as well. So my focus will be on there. But when I get a client onboarded onto my agency, so who's going to manage my employees? So how are they going to get access to the clients that are working with me, right? So the answer is Business Manager. So remember, if you have an agency or if you have people working with you, remember you got to work with Facebook Business Manager, right? So what is Facebook Business Manager? In one account of Business Manager, you can manage multiple ads manager accounts, right? And you can manage multiple pages, you can manage multiple people, right? So where do you find it? So simply you have to log into your account, and then come here at the top you have a sandwich icon. You click on it, again you find analytics. We'll talk extensive analytics, but right now when you click on all tools, if you go to ads manager, here you can create campaigns. But when you click on Business Manager, this is the page that you see, right? Now users, so let's come from the beginning. Users, so I you see already 3 people are there. So what I can do is they're connected to my Business Manager. So if I want to add one more person to my Business Manager, what I can do is I can simply go type their email address, and when I type the email address, it is asking me 2 things. Hey, you want to give them employee access or you want to give them admin access. It is never recommended that you give admin access to anybody, because they can even manage the access level of other people, right? They can even remove you. That is why never give admin access to anybody. It should always be with the owners. Now, if people are working with you and you're paying them salary and they have to actively manage your client accounts, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to add them and give them employee access. But one important thing that you have to remember, when you give access of different pages that you are connected to, right, different ad accounts that you have in your Business Manager, when you give access to your employees, it's got nothing to do with their personal profile. That means their personal life is completely different, but here they have access to other ad accounts. So you keep their personal life, personal profiles, and the business entity in 2 different parts. It's got nothing to do. But if you have an ad account, you got to log into your personal account, only then you'll be able to access. But here it's completely different. So I can give them employee access. I type it here, and yeah. So if you go, you have other access levels as well. You can give them financial analyst and finance editor, right? People who manage the billing, and people who try and add payments to the account, right? So for those people, what you can do is you can give them finance roles. But if you want people to manage the entire access levels of other people, you give them admin access. It's not recommended that you give admin access to anybody, right? Employee access, they can manage all the campaigns, but they're restricted. They can't remove you or they can't add other people, right? So they have certain limitations, and they can well manage campaigns though. They can well manage campaigns. So what you can do is you can invite people by coming here and typing their email address. Right now, second. So what happens is once you send them the request, their name will be added here, and once they're added here, what you can do is you can click on add assets. For example, what I want to do is imagine Akanksha is there, so she's already added to my Business Manager. So I wanted to give more accounts to her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add assets, and it will show me all the accounts, the pages, the catalogs, the apps that are connected to my Business Manager. So what I can do is I can simply go select those accounts and give her access, so she can probably work and manage those particular ad accounts or pages. But remember, Business Manager, you can manage multiple pages, you can manage multiple ad accounts as well. Remember, I told you in one profile you can only have one ad account, but in Business Manager you can manage multiple accounts and you can manage multiple people as well. Yeah? Right now, and the beauty of Business Manager, since it's a business, right? It's a proper business. You approach it commercially. right? So if you have a business manager and you have another agency, they're also business manager. It means they're also an agency. They have a business manager account. And anybody who have multiple clients, it's easy. In fact, you can't manage multiple pages and accounts without business manager. So everybody who has multiple clients, or the kind of freelancers, they have a business manager account. Now, if I know of one agency and they're doing pretty good, so what I can do is I can work with them as well. So one business manager can work with other business manager, and in Facebook Business Manager we call them as partners. You see, when you come here, you see partners here. So what I can do is I can work with multiple partners. I had partners just before I created the video. I removed them because I don't want to show them, right? So what I can do is I can share the assets. What are the assets? The assets are pages, the ad accounts, and the apps, and the Instagram accounts that I'm connected with, right? So what I can do, I can click on the add button, and every business manager will have a number, business ID. You click on it and send request, and they'll get a notification and they'll get the invitation. All they have to do is accept the invitation, and then you'll be connected. Once you're connected, what you can do is you can give them access to whatever assets you want to share them with. For example, I send an invitation to one business partner with his business ID. So I call my friend, tell them, hey, can you give me your business ID? I want to connect. So I will connect my business manager to his business manager, and once it is connected, what I can do is I can give some of my accounts, some of my pages to him, right? That means I can assign accounts, assign assets. Now, if you want to request assets from somebody, what I can do is I can simply go. You see, for this, for this, Facebook says, hey guys, it says, hey, you need to have a Facebook Business Manager account. You need their account's business ID. That means I want to access pages or assets from someone else, for example, you. So what I got to do is I got to make sure that you have a business manager account. Second thing, I got to have your account ID, because that is what it's going to ask me next, right? So when I click on get started, it'll ask me my name, right? Partner's contact info, his name, his contact email address, and his Facebook ID, and then what role you are having, and his role, right? If he's an agency, you can select agency. If you are an agency, and you can simply click on next, and he'll get the notification, and all he has to do is accept, right? And now, if you want to add more pages to your business manager, so what you can do is you can simply go to pages here, and you can add a lot of pages, right? Now, when I click on add here, it is giving me 3 options. Guys, remember, it is giving me 3 options. The first one is add a page. If I already have access to a page, by default, that page will not be added to business manager. Yes, I am the admin. I logged into my personal profile. Through that only I log into my business manager. It's okay. But even though you're the admin, that account, that page will not automatically come into business manager. You have to add it. And how do you do that? You see, your business already owns this page, or you need to own it. For example, another company created the page, and claiming a page moves it into business manager. Now, if you want to access a page from someone else, so what you can do is you can request access from them, or if not, you want to create a new page, you can create a page from here. Now, remember guys, you can create a page from your personal account as well, but here you can create a page from business manager as well. But the only context is you're doing it in a proper business way, right? And again, once you've added, what you can add people, and you can give access to those people as well, what we have already discussed in the people section. Now, second, if one client comes to me and tells me, hey Prashant, can you please manage my Facebook campaigns, and I already have an ad account. If they don't have an ad account, I will create one for them. If they already have an ad account, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link their ad account to my ad account, to my business manager. And how I'm going to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add. When I click on add, it's asking me ad account. If I already have the access, if I'm already admin, I can bring that ad account into my business manager, or I can request access from somebody who's an owner. I'm not the owner, but I request access from him. And or else if I want to create a new account, I can even create it from here. And once I create it, it will be added here, and I go select the account, and I can add people to the account, and I can add partners to the account. Right. Third one is business asset groups. You can group all of these things. We will talk about these things in future videos, but essentially it is the work of agencies. It's only agencies who handle these stuff, and it's not done every day. So one business manager is something that you don't go and change the settings every day. Once you set up and leave it. So most of the time your job will be to work on campaigns and manage ad accounts and manage people. You don't do that because you don't hire people every day, right? Right. So, and then again, you have apps. You can create your app, add an app, request access to an app, right? Instagram accounts, you can add your Instagram accounts. I would recommend if you can go navigate, it'll be a great help. Like line of business, it is particularly important for attribution. So you see make market attribution. If you want to create a new line of business, what you can do is you can give it a name and collect all your ad accounts into one attribution. So that will greatly help you. when you talk about Facebook attribution, we'll talk about attribution in my future video. That's a very advanced topic. And what is attribution? I've already spoken in the context of Google Analytics and Google Ads, but here also the context remains same, but is particularly in terms of Facebook ads. So we will talk extensively about that in my future videos, but right now we're just in the initial stages, so I don't want to emphasize more on that, right? But you see, guys, whenever I add any of these accounts, what I can do is I can simply add people to it as well. That means when I add a person, first I have to add them to my business manager, and then once he's added to my business manager, and those people will be seen here, and I can simply, for example, if I want to add more people, what I'm going to do is add people, and when I click on add people, I'll only find those people who are already added to business manager. I cannot add anybody here. First, if you want to add anybody to any account in your business manager, first they have to come and you have to add them into business manager, and only those people who are already into business manager can be found here, and then you can select them and give them access, and what kind of access you want to give them you can choose. Right now, data sources, this is where you put all your pixels, right? And the catalogs, if you want to run dynamic remarketing campaigns, your e-commerce site, so you upload your product catalog into Facebook, and you tell Facebook to do dynamic prospecting or dynamic remarketing. For that, you upload a catalog, and that is what you do it from here, right? So you put your catalogs here. So I have a lot of catalogs, I deleted them. So what I can do is I can go add a catalog, and when I have a catalog, what I can do is I can give access to people. For example, for this client catalog, right, one of my best person is working on. So what I can do is I can select that catalog and give access to that person who's already in my business manager, who's working in that particular vertical, right? Pixels, again, the same context for pixels as well. Offline event sets, remember, you can even upload offline transactions into Facebook, so Facebook will be aware about the conversions that happens offline in a brick and mortar store. So for this, again, this is there. Custom conversions, if you want to track certain events and you want to call them as conversions, so what you can do is you can create custom conversions. We'll talk about it when you go to audiences and custom conversions, but right now I'm now, according to my business, for my business I have two custom conversions. One is the application submission, second is syllabus download, right? And event source group, again, it talks about events. We will talk about these things in detail. Now, shared audiences, you can share your audiences with other people as well, right? You see, right, the audiences that I have, what I can do is I can select them, right? Shared audiences. So these are my audiences which are shared with the Make Marketer business. Brand safety, what I can do is I can add domains that are relevant to my business, right? So it will ask me to upload the TXT file. This is not my right account. I have another account, so that is why we don't want to link the same domain to both the accounts. So that's why it's still showing pending. But however, we have the other account which is verified, right? So block list, if you want to block certain domains, what you can do is you can simply put them here. Add block list for audience network, and they'll appear here. So what you can do is if you want to add, see where they could appear and all those things, you can find it here, right? Registrations, new pages, for example, if you want to select pages, what you can do, select pages. I have a lot of pages, so I can simply put them here, right? Ownership and a lot of other things, right? And then payments, if you want to add a credit card to business manager, you can do that from here. And this can be used for the child accounts, which is ads manager, or you can simply add billing to your ads manager and you can run your campaigns. Either way, it purely depends. The context is same like what we do in MCC, right? In my client center of Google Ads, right? Yeah. And then we have security center. Again, you can just go read through. You'll have a lot of idea. Two-factor authentication, and then you can ask for business verification. From here, you have to submit your documents. You have to submit the registration documents. You have to submit the tax registration, the tax copies, or you have to submit the what do you say, the bank statements with the particular the office address and all. So you can simply upload those documents, and they'll get in touch with you in case they find they want to move further, right? Now, if you've received any invitations or any request, any other agency, so you'll find the request here. For example, if I share my business ID with you and you share the request with me and say, hey, I want to work with you, so I'll get those requests. So if somebody, I send an invitation, I'll find it here. If somebody, invitations I've got, if I send somebody, I'll see them here. If I receive invitation from somebody, I can find them here, right? And then the final thing is setup guide. This will give you a little more idea about, see, if you want, again, I told you business manager, right? You can manage multiple ad accounts, you can manage multiple pages, you can manage multiple people, right? If you want to add an ad account, you can do that, provided you own it. Or if you want to request access to somebody, you can do that, or you can create an own. Similarly, if you want to claim your page, you own the access, you're the admin, you can simply add it. Remember, by default, pages will not be added. Even though you're the owner, you still have to bring them into Business Manager. Then request access. You can request access from other people. If they are the owners, you're not the owner, so you request them access. And then if you want to create a new account, you can new page, you can do that from here. And then you have Business Manager Admin. I'm not the only person. I want other people to manage as well in my absence, so I will give them Business Manager Admin access, but never recommended. Never recommended. So you can still, if you want to add, if you have partners who work in the same capacity or they're contemporaries with you, you can give them access, or you can add other people who are going to work with you on your payrolls, and you can add them as an employee. So this is Business Manager, but on the whole, you can do amazing stuff, and Google and Facebook recommends that you have a Business Manager in case you're managing multiple ad accounts or multiple pages, right? So I wanted to create this video so that you'll have an idea about Business Manager, because in my future videos you might come across this term called Business Manager. So I wanted to really make sure that you understand this. So this is just an overview. I haven't spoken about any of these things in detail. You'll come across the functional significance of each of them as we try and go further and try and leverage the features that you have in campaigns and ad sets and in the audiences and events and analytics and many more in Facebook ads. So join me as I take you through my next video, which is going to be my 7th lesson. And again, please do not skip these videos. Watch them in sequence. I am teaching something that which is very beyond, and I'm not charging you for it. A lot of people say I'll teach you the basic stuff, and they tell you 30,000 course I'm selling for 700 rupees, right? That's not what we do here at Make Marketer. This is the most high-end digital marketing program, the most high-end Facebook marketing program. You have no freaking idea as to what you can do with Facebook when when you know GTM. So we are that company. We're extensively, high-end practitioners of GTM, and the kind of implementation that we do with Facebook pixels and audiences. I don't think it's hard for people to even come close or match with us, right? So thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel. Please make sure that you subscribe and click on that notification icon below. You would surely not be disappointed. And I will see you with my next video. Until then, take care.